Hello YouTube, welcome to Formula 1 2017. Here we are yet again for another Co-op Korea Championship. I'm here with Larry Arsenal and Tyler Markle, going to go against the 9 other Formula 1 teams. They are in the Force India. We are just moments away from starting opening practice at Albert Park.
Wait, were you ready to start?
Almost there.
Okay,
The session's starting in 15
Yes.
seconds.
Oh, you're good, Larry. You can start it.
It's already starting.
So.
yeah, it's starting in 7 seconds.
Alright, start broadcast. Read it up at like the last second on my screen. Oh, landing streaming too.
So we have the
probably plug my phone in. Shit, I didn't pick my tires for this weekend. Oh, there we go. Yeah, we're gonna go balanced.
We have the lovely Melbourne Grand Prix circuit here to host the opening Grand Prix, the Australian Grand Prix.
Luckily, the Australian GP. After this, Emerson, I gotta ask you something about NR. Or actually, I might do it during this. Because I want you to help me. Because I don't know how to put names for cars if I want to do something like that for the league. Or
You have to do it in the game.
I have to get it set up for...
You have to
Oh
do
shit,
it.
I just showed the logo, fuck. Whatever.
You have to do it in the game.
Well then,
Oh,
I have
yeah,
to, you have to help me
completely-
set it up to where I
Practice
can
begins
add
here.
mods.
At Albert's Park,
Alright, what am I gonna do?
if you wait the cars to take the track now 10 seconds in, nobody takes to the track just yet.
We got any rain? Looks like we're dry for most of this.
Nico Rosberg
I don't see
is
any
your
rain.
previous series champion according to the commentators at the track. Even though it is in real life Lewis Hamilton, and they're off. Who do we have exiting the pit lane? It is a Toro
So in
Rosso.
this practice layer, there is no rain.
Okay.
And looking in the
It is
qualifying, no rain.
Fernando Alonso and Denis Kvyat on his outlap. Now he's in the second DRS zone. It's the first DRS zone that's usable in the race. So he approaches turn number 3 through the short chute to turn number 4.
Here we go.
Only Kvyat and Alonso have taken to the track now. Tyler Markle and Larry Arsenault come out in the pink Force India cars. On board with Tyler Markle as he starts to get up to speed. Larry Arsenault already up to 7th gear on his outlap. And up to 8th gear before he enters turn 10 and 11. Turn 9 and 10, my bad. He's approaching turn 11 at the end of the straightaway. The most infamous chicane of the circuit, turns 11 and 12. One of the most treacherous and tricky parts of the circuit, especially when wet. Now heading into the final section of the track from turn 13 up to 14. It's a constant array of right-hand turns before you reaching the final chicane of turns 15 and of the final right turn of turn 16 that leads you onto the front stretch. And let's see what Larry Arsenal can do for an opening lap. Approaches turn number 1, right on the rumble strips on the right side, doesn't hit the rumble strips on the inside of turn number 2, barreling down the short chute to turn number 3. This is the second DRS zone on the racetrack. Up to a very treacherous part of the track, turn 4, can get really tight. It's not the word, that'd be understeer. Get a lot of understeer through turn number 4. Already up through 8.29. Fernando Alonso to the top of the charts with a 127.053 with the super soft compound tire. Larry Arsenal out on the soft tires, coming through turn number 12, heading to turn number 13. Now these Force India cars have really packed a lot of hype coming into this season. We're looking to new extremes with these cars, and they should be one of the top 3 teams. Larry Arsenal comes to the line to complete his first timed lap. It'll put him 2 seconds off the pace to Fernando Alonso. We'll see what Tyler Markle can do. Coming to the line, top of the charts, 126.398 on the soft compound tire. Here comes a Renault and I believe actually both Renaults out. A Renault and a Haas out onto the track. Kevin Magnussen behind Nico Hulkenberg. Just under 25 minutes remaining here in opening practice.
Be muted by some people. Me and Larry are here, Dylan. We're just doing a co-op. He's not talking. Are they gonna go by? Like, what are they doing?
Tyler Markle holding up a Renault and a Haas here in practice. They are on their outlap. Here comes a Sauber. He's gonna be starting a queue behind his Force India. Similar to the queues we see under the safety car. Now on the last radio transmission from the Force India, Kevin Magnussen really off the pace. From the last radio transmission we had, Tyler Markle was trying to let them by, but everybody queued up thinking that the pink car was the Mercedes safety car. Here comes Tyler Markle into the pit lane. Kevin Magnussen had a little hiccup on his outlap. Now comes to the start-finish line. A little bit of slipstream from the Sauber and the Renault in front of him. Pascal Wehrlein up to 3rd on the charts. Lance Stroll, the rookie Canadian, in 4th. We're back on board with Larry Arsenal as he's on another lap. He's on a little bit of a run here with the soft tires. Not in qualifying trim just yet, just a little bit of getting his feet wet here at Albert Park. He's nearly 3 seconds off the pace. He's gotten faster.
I swear that sounds like air. How did I get the Island and have one of the fastest circles? I have no idea how to
Now Larry Arsenal approaches Marcus Ericsson. He's going to have slipstream as he comes onto the front stretch. Arsenal up to 4th place, 1.5 seconds. abusing his left front tire as he aggressively enters turn number 3. Oversteer on the exit of turn 4, now soaring through turn 5, gets a little bit of the patch of the grass on the exit, now up to turn 6, and 7, and 8. Pascal Wehrlein now just with 4 100ths off the pace of Tyler Markle. Pascal Wehrlein, of course, driving for Sauber. I wish I got. Manor was no longer a thing.
Was that instant?
This lap will not be an improvement for Larry Arsenal, but he really abused his left front tire, so he entered turn number 3, which led to a lot of oversteer out of 4, and finally catching the car out of 5. Onto the front stretch now. Tyler Markle re-emerges from the pit lane on his outlap now, coming out behind teammate Larry Arsenal. Pascal Wehrlein now in the pit lane. Nico Hulkenberg in third. Fernando Alonso has draft off of the Toro Rosso, Daniel Kvyat. I believe being behind Daniel Kvyat is slowing the pace of Fernando Alonso.
Can anybody do me a favor?
What, like?
Can somebody go on my channel and look at that stream that I have up and tell me how the quality is?
I'll go.
If I wasn't on track, I would. But
Okay, because I figured it out because I watched that video, Emerson.
Yeah.
But, okay, so when I do full screen mode, like on YouTube, the graphics look like complete trash, but when it's windowed, it looks like really good. But I just need to know.
Quality looks fine.
Grosjean.
Does it look good?
Yes. You're at Atlanta right now. He just wrecked as Josh Wise.
Okay, that's all I need to know because I know that
Yeah, perfect.
so it looks good.
And Romain Grosjean to the top of the charts. Yes, it is. With a 125.8. Sebastian Vettel in second place. Tyler Markle back out on track to see if he can reclaim his throne. He starts his timed lap now. Barreling down towards turn 1. He doesn't have any slipstream, but he has DRS. And Haas having a strong showing already in practice. 1st and 9 for Romain Grosjean and Kevin Magnussen. Kimi Räikkönen has yet to set a lap, but Sebastian Vettel's holding the torch high for Ferrari. Half a second off the pace of Romain Grosjean, though. Tyler Markle about half a 10 off the pace of Sebastian Vettel. Pascal Wehrlein another half 10 off of Tyler Markle. Then you have a couple more tenths to Nico Hulkenberg, about half a second to Fernando Alonso, then another half 10. About 3 100ths, then another half second, then another 10th, and then 2 seconds off the fastest lap is Larry Arsenal in 11th place. Tyler Markle on the super soft tire, barreling towards turn 15, goes a little wide on the exit. Up the gears out of turn 16.
Okay. That's cool that you got that. Let's go then.
Tyler Markle is not fast enough to take the top of the charts just yet, but is 1.5 tenths off the fastest lap of Romain Grosjean. See if we can get any draft from teammate of Grosjean, Kevin Magnussen. Almost clips the wall on exit, takes a little bit of grass in turn 5. Stoffel Van Dorn is now out on a on his out lap. When will Larry Arsenal come to qualifying trimmers? He's still trying to get used to the track coming out of turn 12. Sebastian Vettel to the start finish line. DRS at the line does not improve on his lap. Tyler Markle looking to get some slipstream off of Kevin Magnussen as he approaches turn number 13. Up the gears to turn 14. He's going to be right behind Kevin Magnussen as he goes through 15, a little wide into the pit lane he goes. He's stunned. We now watch
30-minute practice day and 4-minute qualifying and a full or 50% race, but we're not letting anybody else in. Emerson's just commentating. I'm just clearing that out now, but I'm not letting anybody else in right now.
On the left side of your screen, you now have the fastest laps and what tire they were on when they set their fastest laps. Romain Grosjean was on the ultra soft tire with the 125.850. Tyler Markle was on the super soft tire with a 126.019. And Max Verstappen, the fastest lap on the soft tire with a 127.623. Larry Arsenal is now in the pit lane on board with Carlos Sainz.
I'm good.
Kimi Räikkönen's out on an out lap. On the ultra soft tire, what can Kimi Räikkönen do? The Iceman, Kimi Räikkönen, all the way from Finland. Out of turn 16, he's coming to start his first timed lap. The draft of Kevin Magnussen. Pascal Wehrlein is 4th, but did use the ultra soft tire. Is the only driver between 2nd and 10th to be on another tire besides super softs. Everybody from 2nd through 10th besides Pascal Wehrlein set a lap on the super softs. Wehrlein again on the ultra softs. Only Romain Grosjean and Pascal Wehrlein have set laps on the super ultra softs. And here comes Kimi Räikkönen through turns 9 and 10, following behind Kevin Magnussen.
How's it going for you, Larry?
Car is very, very tight.
What setup you trying to use?
I was just running the
I do
balance
now.
default.
Okay.
Kimi Räikkönen now coming through the final 2 corners, all behind Kevin Magnussen. Magnussen dropping in position, down to 12th position. Räikkönen with the DRS, with the draft. Coming to the start finish line. P12 with a 127.545. I believe Kevin Magnussen is killing his speed though. Räikkönen is not able to get around Magnussen just yet because Magnussen has DRS. Räikkönen has DRS. Here he goes diving down the inside, peaks to the inside, doesn't make the move into turn number 3 behind Kevin Magnussen. Does set a faster lap than Magnussen, but I believe Magnussen is definitely giving Räikkönen some dirty air, killing his speed as he approaches turn number 5. Now through turns 7 and 8, Räikkönen desperately now trying to find a way around Kevin Magnussen if it's killing his speed that much.
Kimi.
I'm gonna Stegosaurus.
Räikkönen absolutely flying up until he gets held up by a Haas.
A Haas?
A Haas.
The way they call it. A Haas.
Yeah, I'm just calling it what they call it.
Kimmy's
It's a
going
Haas
into
in
the
Formula 1, and Raikkonen's done. He said, fuck that.
pits. You rather go in with 12 minutes to go and come out in a little bit?
Now, everybody has said a lot. Daniel Ricciardo, the slowest, with a 128.424 on the super soft compound. I do not know what happened to Daniel Ricciardo.
Equal cars.
Red Bull definitely looking disappointing this session. 14 for Max Verstappen and 20th for Daniel Ricciardo. Verstappen with a 127.623 was the fastest driver on the soft tire compound. Then out came Lewis Hamilton with a 127.494 on the soft compound.
Remember when the Jews took over? Yeah, me
Let's see what Hamilton.
Here comes Daniel Ricciardo. Out of turn 16, can he improve on his lap any? P7, a 126.706. That's a little bit more respectable, but it's not anything impressive from the Red Bull camp, as we still have a Haas at the top of the charts for a 125.850.
All I hear Lane says STDs.
I'll show you my hole.
Larry Arsenal with a 127.932, just behind Jolyon Palmer. Palmer on the super soft tires, Arsenal on the soft. Lance Stroll behind Arsenal with a 120. Yes.
So here comes Hammer time.
Who's catching Hamilton?
So here comes Hammer time. But okay.
Oh.
Coming around the front.
Pascal is back out on the track with the ultra soft tires.
There's nothing.
We watch Pascal Verlaine as he comes through turn number 13. Can he make any improvement on his lap? He is the second fastest car in the ultra soft tire.
Guys, you want to know what dinosaurs are going to sound like if they got brought back?
Verlaine
Hey,
out
now
of turn
go.
16.
You want to know what dinosaurs sound like when they come back to life?
Verlaine up to third, 126.162.
Try to make a noise up there, dude.
Tyler Markle on an out lap right now.
Okay, no noise. All right.
8 minutes remaining here at
You guys want to hear
Albert Park.
the noise that they're gonna make?
What's the noise?
What would it be?
We're now watching Tyler Markle as he's on his out lap. He'll be coming around to see if he has another attempt at a fast lap. He's going really slow on his out lap.
Alright. Time to put the hammer down.
You're still in pit lane.
Coming out right now.
I should want the AIs to go.
Tyler Markle dropping some tire deposits on the racetrack behind him. Or he's just running off the line, so his tires are picking up all that trash. Here comes Tyler Marco up the speed through turn 15. And now through 16.
John, did you?
Now watch Tyler Merkel coming through turns 3 and 4 now. A little bit of understeer on the exit.
Can I tell you something, guys?
What?
On the map, on the map, on the map, on the map.
Tyler Marco now up to 8th gear as he approaches turn number 11 and 12. Very treacherous, keeps it in 7th gear. Not lifting for no one as he approaches turn number 13.
Alright, monkey. Alright, monkey man. What are you doing over there, monkey man?
Tyler Marco a little wide on the exit of turn 14. Soaring through 15, now 16. When does he pick up the DRS? Flat foot. 121, 22, 23, 24. New fastest lap, a 124.681 for Tyler Markle. We now see if we can catch up to Larry Arsenal. He has the super soft tire on, not qualifying trim just yet, but we'll see what he can do. 3 seconds off the pace currently with his last lap set on the soft tire. Arsenal coming around. Turns 7 and 8 now. Has a little bit of stalker behind him with Fernando Alonso. Hey! Shut up!
Shut up.
Now through turn 12, Arsenal keeping it in 6th gear, opposed to his teammate Marco, who kept it in 7th.
I load up the stream and all you hear is monkey noises.
Larry Arsenal through 15 and 16. When does he pick up the DRS? DRS is enabled, he's got it. Flat foot on the throttle, 24, 25,
So
26. Any improvement? P8 for Larry Arsenal. 2 seconds off the pace still.
The first time you said Larry Arsenal. Larry Arsenal. He's not.
Does Larry Arsenal get back to the pit lane and put on the ultra softs before qualifying? Does he have the time?
Which not.
So,
I wonder if Larry Arsenal's even trying to settle up on the ultra softs.
Ultrasounds.
No, I'm not.
Last radio transmission that came across reports that the Force India will not be setting a lap on the ultra softs. Fernando Alonso now taking some of the slipstream behind Arsenal. Arsenal almost cuts him off. Into the wall goes Arsenal. Alonso follows. It's almost as if this is a race battle. It is practice. Oh, he turns him! And Arsenal is out of the practice session. Fernando Alonso has crashed Larry Arsenal approaching turn number 13. And we were on board with Alonso as it happened. Larry Arsenal out with 2 minutes and 40 seconds remaining here in opening practice. Devastating. And now we have radio communication. So
I went high to give him the bottom and he just dumped me. I don't know what that was about.
a very saddened and quite frankly frustrated Larry Arsenault after an incident here in practice. Fernando Alonso carries on with his day, 0 damage, actually continues around the track.
Weesno.
Lewis Hamilton has yet to set a lap on any other tire besides the soft tire, and Lewis Hamilton currently the fastest of 4 drivers who have set laps on the soft tire. He's sitting in 13th position, almost 3 seconds off the pace of Tyler Markle set on ultra softs. We're gonna see what speed is really made out of each one of these 20 engines in the next session. Qualifying round number 1. Out of round number 1, we then shrink the field down to 15 and then 10. The final 10 drivers will go at it for the pole position to start the race at Albert Park. Now just a minute remaining here in opening practice. Hamilton catches the Ferrari of Kimi Räikkönen. Räikkönen, I don't think will be able to come around and make a lap. I think he just realized that and he hasn't gotten up to speed. Räikkönen's come out too late. I've never seen an AI goof up on coming out on timing their exit. Kimi Räikkönen will not be able to come around and set a lap time. Tyler Markle coming to the start-finish line. He's going to give it one more good hearty lap.
One hardy lap.
Picks up the DRS in the second DRS zone perfectly. Up to 7th, up to 8th gear as he comes through turn number 3. Brakes early, just enough to make the corner. Doesn't catch the rumble strip on the exit. Flying through turn 4, doesn't catch the rumble strip on the exit. Now through turn 5, gets a little bit of the grass, uses the rumble strip on the exit. Flying through the S's, up to turn 6. The long turn 7 and very long turn 8 as he heads down the short chute to turn number 9. 9 starts the chicane into turn 10. Gets heavy braking, shifts down to 4th gear. Out of 10, shifts up to 5th. Down the long straightaway to the most treacherous chicane. Up to 7th. Up to 8th gear now, along the braking markers, hard on the brakes, down to 7th gear. Flying through the section, still in 7th. Flying down the short chute up to 8th, heading to turn number 13. Along the brake markers, he brakes at the 50, turns into the corner. Flying on exit, barely touches the ripple strip on the exit. Through 14, doesn't use any ripple strip on the entry, uses it all on the exit. Through 15, little wide. It is over. His lap is over. He brings it down pit lane. He's fucked it in turn 15.
The tires are just too...
Sebastian Vettel to the start finish line in the red. But let's see what lap it'll set. It'll be a 126.679. Nothing, anything Vettel could do. And that will end first practice here at Albert Park. Tyler Markle wins first practice with a 124.681 on the ultra soft compound. Next up here in Albert Park, we have Formula 1 qualifying round number 1 here on Sky Sports.
That was a heartbreaker.
Recapping first practice, Larry Arsenault and Fernando Alonso.
The practice.
What?
It says I can go on track. What is this? I didn't finish the lap. Now that I think of it.
Yes, it says you're in the pits.
God damn it, Markle.
I'm not gonna even make it around.
He's coming back out onto the track. The session is over, and here comes the Force India. Now we have a 3-minute timer. He's gonna have one more lap is what it appears to be.
10 minutes. 10 seconds, Emerson. 10 seconds.
I don't have 10 seconds, I have 3 minutes.
7, 6.
Okay.
5.
And that's the end of first practice. Larry Snow, Fernando Alonso, tempers fly in the opening Grand Prix opening practice session. Next on Sky Sports, we have qualifying round number 1. I'm Emerson Arden, and we will see you in 10 seconds.
I still don't understand what his motives were. I gave him plenty of room on the bottom, and he still has to dump me for the spot.
He just hates you, man.
Can you get off my bed?
Back here at Albert's Park, I'm Emerson Arden from Sky Sports, bringing you opening round of qualifying. All 20 drivers going for 15 spots for the second round of qualifying. And then they're off. 18 minutes of hard, fast laps are going to be put in this session. Romain Grosjean is the first driver out, followed by Fernando Alonso.
Yeah, you stupid animal.
Now, on their outlap, we have Sebastian Vettel, Romain Grosjean, Fernando Alonso, Lance Stroll, Felipe Massa, Kevin Magnussen, and Valtteri Bottas.
Flashing about my Wishnong.
And now Stoffel Van Dorn, along with Daniel Kvyat.
Hi, my name's Austin Spindrick. I mean Austin Cindric.
Did he spin?
No.
Romain Grosjean is going to come around, and he will serve the first lap of round number 1 of qualifying here at Albert Park. Larry Arsenault out on an outlap.
Larry, Wiesnaw.
We snaw.
Larry Arsenault looking to have a better session opposed to the opening practice session he had. He's finally on an ultra soft compound tire. First laps on the ultra soft may be a little shaky for him as he approaches turn number 13. The last time he was in this section of the track, he was on the tow truck.
Vsauce.
Flying through turn number 14. Gonna ride on board with Larry Arsenault as he approaches the final 2 corners, and he's going to start his first timed lap of qualifying. Gets a little bit of the grass on the exit of turn 16, flying down the front stretch. The speed trap is going to catch him at 194 miles per hour before he breaks into turn number 1. Catches DRS the perfect moment out of turn 2. Fernando Alonso with the fastest lap of a 124.977 on the ultra soft compound. Romain Grosjean falls second.
And there's my motive to push.
Arsenault looking at revenge for the current pole sitter. Felipe Massa, Lance Stroll on the charts in that order. Valtteri Bottas in the middle of Massa and Stroll. Magnussen in between Massa and Bottas. Vettel in between Grosjean and Massa. Now 7 drivers have put in lap times. Fernando Alonso still at the top of the charts of all of them. Arsenal flying around the track now. Kvyat up to 3rd. Van Dorn in 4th. Here comes Arsenal through 15. Is it gonna be enough through 16? He's on pace for something good. Flying out to turn 16. It'll be just short of the pole time, 2 seconds now. Arsenal 9, better than Lance Stroll. We'll see what he can do possibly later in the session. Tyler Markle, his teammate's still in the pits. And Arsenal's not backing down. This is not a cooldown lap for Arsenal. He's going full out. Daniel Ricciardo is out on an out lap right now. Lewis Hamilton and Carlos Sainz are out on the track making qualifying attempts right now. Alonso, Grosjean, Vettel, and Magnussen and Stroll all back in the pit lane after making superb qualifying attempts. Thus far, 12 minutes remaining in the session. Now Van Dorn. Here comes Larry Arsenal through turn 14 up to 6th. Shifts down to 3rd for 15 second. Is it gonna be enough? Little slow at the exit of turn 16. It will improve his time, but not enough to improve a position. Meanwhile, that puts Lewis Hamilton 2nd behind Fernando Alonso. Previously teammates. Now 1st and 2nd.
Okay, now I can legitimately hear.
Back here qualifying here at Albert Park. Kimi Räikkönen, Nico Hülkenberg, Jolien Palmer, and Pascal Wehrlein all out on outlaps right now. Daniel Ricciardo is out on the track making a qualifying attempt. Larry Arsenal is on a cooldown lap. Lewis Hamilton still out on the track. Carlos Sainz. I believe Hamilton's on a cooldown. We now watch the Iceman from Espoo, Finland. Kimi Räikkönen. Here comes Kimi Räikkönen approaching the start-finish line. His warm-up lap will be a 7-minute, 38-second lap, but that doesn't matter as he starts his first timed lap.
Okay, I can hear more. Honda.
For the first time, I do have to mute somebody joining the party. Kimi Räikkönen up the gears, up to 8th. Now Tyler Markle is the only driver who has yet to make a qualifying attempt or attempt to even enter the racetrack. Sebastian Vettel 8th place on the super soft tires. Valtteri Bottas 11th on the super soft tires. Remember, only the top 15 advance out of round number 1. You are preserving the tires the best you can so they can be used for later. Which is why I question Larry Arsenault's decision to make 2 laps on a set of ultra soft tires. Kimi Räikkönen up to the 3rd position, literally 64 1,000ths off of the pole time. And he now has slipstream of Fernando Alonso looking to make an overtake, clears him before he even enters turn 3. This may be big if he continues. Now Larry Arsenault is out of the top 15.
See if we can change that.
126.073 is the lap on the board behind Valtteri Bottas on super soft tires right now. Lance Stroll also out of the top 15 with Arsenault. Marcus Ericsson, Max Verstappen now up on the charts. 16th actually does not make it into the past the cut. Valtteri Bottas now drops a spot. And it's all Tyler Markle who has yet to make a lap. Larry Arsenault 18th now on an out lap, looking to change the position he's in. The time to beat to make it in to round 2 is a 125.873.
Larry,
Yes.
let me know when you finish it. Actually,
Kimi Räikkönen out of turn 16, up the gears, flying 123, 124, won't be pulled, and he won't gain. He actually is in the red. Bubble qualifying here in Alberts Park. Larry Arsenault on his out lap, looking to beat Verstappen, Bottas, and Jolyon Palmer, now the 15th position driver, with a time to beat a 125.818. I have to turn my notifications off.
I'm thinking about doing that too.
What?
No, how do you do that?
I think you have to go into settings, you just turn them all off.
So stream mine will be blacked out for me.
Larry Arsenault up to 8th gear, flying into turn number 3. He's got to hit perfect. Every corner of this lap has to be perfect if he wants to make it into round 2.
Disable while playing. Disable pop-ups while playing video. Okay. You can do that. That works.
But I think that's only for video. And Fernando Alonso sits an even faster lap, a 124.671 on the ultra soft compound. Keeps him at the top of the charts. Any more motivation for Larry was just hearing that Fernando Alonso set an even faster lap. Arsenault looking to beat Fernando Alonso in the overall qualifying. First has to make it to round number 2. 18th position isn't all that shabby, but it is when 15th position is the time to beat.
Primary goal is just getting round 2 at this point. Alonso is in my mirror.
The time to beat of a 125.818.
Too much.
It will not be the make or break lap for Larry Arsenault. Does he have another one in him?
Got no choice but to take it.
This may be the last lap attempt we see out of Larry Arsenault until the race. Will Arsenault make it to round 2? Tyler Markle still in the pit lane with just under 5 minutes remaining. Dylan, I have you muted for a reason. Oh. I'm like, if you can't hear me, I have you muted because I'm streaming. I don't think you want to hear it. Back to qualifying, back on the live lap. We have Larry Arsenault just passing the 1 minute mark as he flies into turn 13. Could be make or break through these final 3 corners. 15 seconds. Now 10. All he needs is a 125.8. Flying on the front stretch, a 124, a 125.2. 5th position on the charts, and that is round number 2 for Larry Arsenal.
Controversial decision to make 2 laps on the Ultra Sauce, but glad it paid off.
But that set of tires is shot, I bet.
I gave it everything I had and then some.
Absolutely stunning work behind the wheel from Larry Arsenal. We now watch Tyler Merkel as he approaches turn 15 with 3 minutes remaining in the session. Now he's coming to start his first time lap.
In 3 positions, I'm going to be upset.
With a opening warm-up lap of 10 minutes, Tyler Merkel doesn't care because this is the lap that matters. 14 minutes, my bad. Actually, 15 minutes was his warm-up lap time. What? He said a 15-minute lap for your warm-up. Tyler Merkel up to 6th gear, out of turn 5, up the S's to 6th. Has to nail it perfect. At the moment, he does not make the cut. But like his teammate Larry Arsenal, who went from 18th to 6th, does Merkel have a decent lap in him. But time to beat for Tyler Merkel is a 125.741. Can he do it? Felipe Massa is on an outlap. Daniel Kvyat is on an outlap. Carlos Sainz is on an outlap. Nico Hulkenberg is on an outlap. And Lewis Hamilton is on an outlap. If you're looking to make a qualifying attempt, you better be exiting your pit right now. It's about to get dicey. Fernando Alonso's on an outlap. Daniel Ricciardo's on an outlap. Nico Hulkenberg, Kimi Räikkönen. Tyler Merkel on the start-finish line. This is going to be blazing, and it's going to be pole. First place for the round 1 qualifying, not the pole. A 123.440 is going to be definitely good enough to transfer him into round number 2. He now works to preserve the tires he has, as those tires may be the ones used in round 3.
Get off the fucking guys. Holy shit.
He might preserve those tires in general, because the set of tires you start on is the tires you set your fastest lap with.
In the next one.
That's right, round 2.
I'm pretty sure. I don't know. Very know.
With 30 seconds remaining, Kevin Magnussen out on the track now, 16th position, looking to make the cut.
I'm probably just gonna cross the line and make sure it finishes. Fuck it.
Now Kevin Magnussen through turn 8, now up to 9 and 10, riding on board down to 3rd. The session is over. Between 13th through 19th, it is going to be a landslide of positions change. Lance Stroll will not make it into round 2. Max Verstappen currently in the bottom 5. Magnussen, Palmer, and Bottas all out on the track to looking to change that as well. Marcus Ericsson looking to defend. Magnussen looking to attack through 15. Magnussen will cross the line. 15th for him. Is it enough? Julian Palmer coming to the line. No, Magnussen will be scored 16th. Palmer 17th. Valtteri Bottas 18th. Van Dorn will make it into the next round, but Magnussen... No, Van Dorn will not. Ericsson to 15th. Van Dorn, Magnussen, Palmer, Bottas, and Stroll will not make it to round 2. That is a Williams, a Mercedes, a Renault, a Haas, and a McLaren not advancing to round number 2. Valtteri Bottas, he's second.
By getting into that round.
He's second Mercedes to not, the second Mercedes driver, and it will not advance to round 2. Larry Arsenault, 13th position is his final position in round 1. Tyler Markle leads the charts at the end of round 1 of qualifying. Tune in about 30 seconds as we go to round number 2 here on Sky Sports.
Still says a minute here.
Sebastian Vettel barely makes the cut, is in 14th. Marcus Ericsson, 15th position. Both Saubers will advance into round 2. Pascal Wehrlein 9th, Ericsson 15th.
2 Saubers beat a Mercedes.
And they advance.
That's
both
impressive.
Saubers, both Ferraris.
Even if one is barely like 1 spot away from being eliminated.
Both Saubers, both Ferraris, both Force Indias, both Red Bulls. I believe both Toro Rossos. And that's all the teams that completely make it to round 2. And that's the end of round 1 here on Sky Sports. Valtteri Bottas, disappointing, qualifies 19th for the Australian Grand Prix. Tune in about 30 seconds as we start round number 2 here at Albert Park here on Sky Sports. Live here in Albert Park, 15 minutes for qualifying session number 2. The track is now open. You now wait, drivers to make their attempts, and they are off. It looks to be a Renault and a Toro Rosso making their qualifying attempts. Only 10 drivers make it into round number 3. It is Carlos Sainz and Nico Hülkenberg out on the track as we speak. Who will make it around number 3 and who will not? Find out in about 15 minutes here on Sky Sports, but stay tuned. It's going to be another 15 minutes of some insane laps put here at Albert Park. A minute into the session now, Sebastian Vettel, Romain Grosjean, Felipe Massa, Daniel Kvyat, Nico Hülkenberg, Max Verstappen, and Carlos Sainz are all out on the track. Everybody else in pit lane awaits. Kimi Räikkönen now out on the track.
Same. I'm not quite bored. I'm really bored.
Carlos Sainz coming around, and Nico Hülkenberg coming around to start their first timed laps of qualifying number 2. Pascal Wehrlein on an out lap. Which of the Force Indians will make their move first out on the track? Will it be Tyler Markle or Larry Arsenault?
You just got your answer.
Larry Arsenault now out on an out lap here. So is Daniel Ricciardo, Marcus Ericsson, Tyler Markle, Fernando Alonso, and Lewis Hamilton all waited out in the pit lane. Remember, 5 will go back to the garage for round 3, the bottom 5. Who will make it in 12 minutes remaining, as here comes Nico Hulkenberg through turn number 14, now through 15. He's going to set the first lap of the session. It's looking to be a decent one. It'll be a 125.2 for Nico Hulkenberg on the Ultra Soft compound. Carlos Sainz falls second. Daniel Kvyat falls third. Max Verstappen to the top of the charts with a 125.144. Felipe Massa fifth. Romain Grosjean third. Sebastian Vettel to the top of the charts with a 124.759. Kimi Raikkonen to the top of the charts with a 124.729. Probably had some of the draft of Larry Arsenault. Larry Arsenault now out on his flying lap. Can Arsenault make it to round 3? Or will it just be as fast as of a lap he can set? Pascal Wehrlein now 5th.
What the crap? Somebody pulled up.
Here comes Larry Arsenault blazing through the kink into turn 13. I'm not very confident in this lap. We'll see what happens.
I'm not either.
Ooh, Vettel. Nope, never mind.
But to be fair, I kind of babied it.
To the start finish line, Larry Arsenault will post the slowest time thus far in round 2. Marcus Ericsson's on an out lap, and every driver besides Tyler Markle is making an attempt to qualify. So far in round 2, we have 2 Ferraris top of the charts in round 2. Then a Renault, then the Red Bull, Max Verstappen, then a Sauber, Pascal Wehrlein, a Haas of Romain Grosjean, a Toro Rosso, Carlos Sainz, Lewis Hamilton, P7, but has a super soft tire on. He's at 125.359 as the scoreboard just updated. Carlos Sainz in 8th for Toro Rosso, Daniel Ricciardo 9th with Red Bull. 10th we have another Toro Rosso, Daniel Kvyat. 11th we have the Williams of Felipe Massa. 12th we have the Force India of Larry Arsenault. To the start finish line, what will his hopefully improved lap time be? Coming through turn 16, looking a little bit more promising. Fernando Alonso to the top of the chart with 124.618. Larry will improve a little bit, but it will not be enough. It'll be enough to pass Felipe Massa, but it won't be enough to make him get him into round number 3 just yet. Damage to the car. Luckily, not terminal damage. He can get that car back to the pits and maybe make another attempt. Tyler Markle is now out on the track. Coming through turn number 14. for a 7-minute warm-up lap. Here comes Tyler Markle through turn 16.
Just gotta apologize to my crew. Tried pushing too hard.
Tyler Markle gets the DRS up to 7. Marcus Ericsson's the only driver to not put in a lap besides Tyler Markle, who's on a lap right now. Marcus Ericsson's coming through turn 15. Now 16. It doesn't look promising, or does it? Out of turn 16 with the DRS of 22, 23, 24. Ericsson will post P10 just inside the top of the, just inside round 3 at the moment. Tyler Markle now up to 5th, out of turn 10, 6th gear, 7, down the long straightaway, now 8th, along the brake markers on the right side. He's approaching one of the most treacherous corners on the entire circuit, turns 11 and 12. Keeps it in 7th gear and flat foots it out down the short sheet to turn 13. Along the brake markers on the left side, now dives it in, catches the rumble strip on the inside, doesn't use any on the exit. At the brake marker on the entrance to turn 14, no rumble strip. To turn 15, rumble strip on the entry. Doesn't go wide, it's enough of a turn. This looks like a flyer. Out of turn 16, picking up speed. And it's top of the charts for Tyler Markle, a 124.082 on the super soft compound. That knocks Marcus Ericsson out at the moment. Daniel Ricciardo, Daniel Kvyat, Larry Arsenault, and Felipe Massa all out at the moment. Marcus Ericsson coming around. Does he have a lap good enough to improve? The time to beat is a 3:67. It is not going to happen. 2/10 off.
Let's see, 5 minutes left in the session.
But you gotta say, everybody in this session is within 2 seconds of the fastest lap. Tyler Markle absolutely killing Fernando Alonso's lap time on a super soft tire. I mean, that Force India is bad fast.
We're working on it. We're gonna get it before the end of the season.
Carlos Sainz back out on the track looking to defend his reign. Kimi Räikkönen and Max Verstappen. Felipe Massa now out on the track. Tyler Markle almost wipes out Marcus Ericsson, flying around turn 12. This doesn't look promising. Ericsson back to the pits lane. Who? Now we watch the Williams of Felipe Massa looking to improve his lap time and make it into round 3. Does Williams go all the way?
This is gonna be the most stressful lap I've ever set on this game.
Three minutes remaining in the session. Tyler Markle has done all the work he needs to do. Lewis Hamilton is the only other driver to put in a lap on the super soft tires, but he's sat in P9. Is that content enough for Lewis Hamilton? Here comes Felipe Massa, starting his first time lap. Up to 5th, 6th, grabs DRS, and now up to 7th. Down the chute into turn 3. Along the brake markers on the left side. Felipe Massa all the way up to 8th gear as he approaches turn 6. Now 7. Long turn 8. Larry Arsenault's now also out on an out lap. We'll switch him just as we finish with Felipe Massa. No, because here comes Larry Arsenal through the final sections of the track. Arsenal coming through 14. Here comes Massa through 12. Arsenal through 15. And Massa down to shoot. Comes Arsenal to the start-finish line. Grabs DRS. He's going to start his next time lap in this session. Felipe Massa flying through 15, now 16. I don't think it's gonna be enough to improve. 22, 23, 24, barreling towards the line of 25, and it's a 26, does not improve. Arsenal now on board, out of turn 4. Daniel Kvyat, Daniel Ricciardo, Marcus Ericsson, Lewis Hamilton, Romain Grosjean, Pascal Wehrlein, Nico Hülkenberg, and Sebastian Vettel are all on out laps. Nico Hülkenberg and Carlos Sainz and Max Verstappen and Kimi Räikkönen are all out on the track right now. Everybody but Fernando Alonso and Tyler Marko are going to make another qualifying attempt, as it is about time up. 13 out of 15 drivers looking to make round number 2 out on the track at this moment. Arsenal flying. Is it going to be enough as he barrels turns towards turn 13? Now through 15. He's got to get the gas on. Gets through 16 now. Where does he rank? 22, 23, 24. And it's P8, but is it enough? Does he have another lap in him to defend? Because every single driver besides first and third place are out on the track at this moment. Is it enough? Here we go. Pascal Wehrlein looking to stay in. Grosjean looking to stay in. Lewis Hamilton all on the bubble in 11th place right now. We're on board Hamilton. Hamilton on the ultra soft tire. It may not be a challenge for him. How many drivers get knocked out? Felipe Massa's done. Felipe Massa will not advance to round 3. It's now 14 drivers for 4 spots. Grosjean now out on the bubble. Pascal Wehrlein in 10. Now Larry Arsenal on the bubble. Arsenal coming through turn 15. Does he have anything else? And he puts it in the grass. He's got to live. He's got to fight. Is it going to be anything worthwhile saying?
No, I'm 8 seconds off. Or 8 tenths. Wow.
And I won't be able to see the other laps. God damn it.
Oh, Larry.
Oh,
P12 will not advance to round 3. Lewis Hamilton barely makes it in over Daniel Kvyat, Larry Arsenal, Pascal Wehrlein, Marcus Ericsson, and Felipe Massa will not make it to round 3. We'll see still one of the Force Indias do battle in round 3. That'll be Tyler Marko, the ultimate favorite for the pole. 12 minutes here at Albert Park for round number 3. And I am now joined by who just got eliminated in round 2, Larry Arsenal. Larry, what happened out there? And could you explain if there was any way you could do better?
I probably could have done a lot better. It was just the second lap coming through the final 2 corners. I pushed it way too hard. I was up maybe 3 tenths and I just sent it in a little bit too far into the braking zone. Did the one thing you're not supposed to do, went braking into the corner instead of a straight line, just lost it into the grass, and that was probably all she wrote. Tried a different strategy, used some older tires on the first 2 laps, and then decided final lap we're going to use the tires that we haven't used and see where that puts us. Fortunately it didn't pay off, but that's kind of the gamble you take in this sport.
That's a very frustrated, Larry Arsenault, with his results in round 2. It has not been his weekend. After opening practice, little trouble with Fernando Alonso coming to turn 13. Alonso basically sends Larry into the inside barrier, and now having to fight for his life in round 1 and push it just a little too hard costs him a spot in round 3 in round 2. So now, all out on an out lap, we have Daniel Ricciardo, Sebastian Vettel, Kimi Raikkonen, Romain Grosjean, Tyler Marko, Nico Hulkenberg, Max Verstappen, Lewis Hamilton, and Carlos Sainz. The only driver not on an out lap is Fernando Alonso. Here comes Romain Grosjean. Out of turn 16, what does he have to say? Does he have a chance at getting this pole? Fernando Alonso now out on the track, all 10 drivers looking for the pole. As expected, all 10 drivers are on the Ultra Softs. This is going to be the hardest, the most hard-fought round. The fastest of all fastest will be put in these next 9 minutes and 30 seconds. Romain Grosjean may have a little bit of slipstream from Fernando Alonso. So he's going to come around through turn number 15 and he's going to set the opening lap in round number 3. Romain Grosjean with the DRS and the slipstream to the start finish line. It's a 124.917. That's a tough lap to beat. Max Verstappen falls second with a .943. Here comes Kimi Raikkonen to the start finish line, top of the charts with a 124.702. Carlos Sainz with a .984 puts him P4. Hulkenberg with a .925 puts him third. Tyler Marko with a 123.699. That's an entire second faster than what a lap that Lewis Hamilton just put, a 124.698. Daniel Ricciardo with a 124.687, and Tyler Marko has this pole all but locked up as we're watching Sebastian Vettel come to the start finish line now. What does he have to say about it? At the start finish line, it's going to be a 124.597. Fernando Alonso, the last driver to put in an opening lap in round 3. So he comes through turn 15 right now. Fernando Alonso will put it P3 with a 124.602, and every driver from 2nd to 10th is within half a second of each other, and then there's Tyler Marko, almost an entire second over Sebastian Vettel, absolutely destroying the field at Albert Park. This is looking to be a boring race.
Pretty much a race for second.
That's what qualifying is showing us right now. With 6 minutes remaining, it's all but over as almost every driver will head to the pit lane this time to get a fresh mindset for one more qualifying attempt. With Sebastian Vettel and Fernando Alonso still out on the track, and they're all heading to pit lane. Here comes Vettel. And you're about to come see if Fernando Alonso pits this time. You're about to see probably the quietest track we'll see for a while. Here comes Fernando Alonso through 15 and in the pit lane. every single one of the 10 drivers put in one lap, and it was a one and done with 5 minutes remaining in the, almost 6 minutes remaining in the session. Who will have anything to say to Tyler Markle? We'll be right back. We're right after this.
Larry, you sure you don't want to up the eyes? Are you good enough? Because I might sandbag qualifying from now on.
Up the AIs, I can't even compete with them as is.
I know, that's why I'll sandbag in qualifying then. After this race. That's why I did the second round on Super Softs and still beat them. What are you running for assists? But
so
I
while
always
we
thought
are
you would be the one to beat us.
back live here at Sky Sports at Albert Park, Tyler Markle, what do you have to say about that last lap you just put in? Absolutely destroying everybody else in round 3.
Those are old tires too.
Absolutely murdering the field here at Albert Park. So, as we're under a break in the qualifying session, not a driver has taken the track since 6 minutes remaining in the session. We're currently sat at Tyler Markle is on your provisional pole, Sebastian Vettel sat second, Fernando Alonso third, Daniel Ricciardo fourth, Lewis Hamilton fifth, Kimi Räikkönen sixth, Romain Grosjean seventh, Nico Hülkenberg eighth, Max Verstappen ninth, and Carlos Sainz for Toro Rosso in 10th. When do we get someone racing for something? 3 minutes remaining here in the final round of qualifying. Tyler Markle's all but done it here at Albert Park as we watch an empty and quiet pit lane. As we wait out the final minutes here of qualifying at Albert Park. Actually hear an engine firing up. Here comes Max Verstappen. Here comes the final qualifying attempts. It's Romain Grosjean, Daniel Kvyat. No, not Daniel. Carlos Sainz. Both Red Bulls. Oh, one Red Bull disappears. What? One Ferrari disappears. What?
What is going on?
Did you see that?
Yeah.
Daniel Ricciardo said, nah, fuck putting in a lap. I'm gonna put it back. No, that was Max Verstappen. What? What is going on? Yeah.
Still out. Everybody's out. Besides Markle. He doesn't even need to come out unless somebody puts down an absolute blister.
He has no time to go. Everybody else is out on the track. There's no more time. It's all over for Markle. If he gets beat, he gets beat. So 9 out of 10 drivers here in round 3. Just under a second is Sebastian Vettel from Tyler Markle. Everybody in the top 5 is within 1 second of Tyler Markle. Everybody else is over a second, and everybody from 2nd to 10th is within half a second of each other. How much will the running order change between each other? Romain Grosjean is going to take to the line first for the second timed lap of round number 3. 57 seconds remaining. This is going to be everyone's final lap. Tyler Merkel out on the track. Will he be able to get back to the start finish line and set a lap?
I guarantee not, but we'll see.
Here comes Romain Grosjean. He starts his final timed lap of the session. I mean, this is absolutely mental, seeing everybody in a line down the front stretch. Tyler Markle cutting turn number 12, looking, trying to get to the start finish line. It is not gonna happen. And time is up. Tyler Markle will take the pole. Carlos Sainz will start 10th, as that's apparently who I was on. We're gonna get a final rundown at the top 10 here. On the pole is Tyler Markle. Sebastian Vettel does improve on his lap time, but it's not enough. He will stay outside row number 1. Then in row 2 we have Fernando Alonso and Daniel Ricciardo. Row 3 we have Lewis Hamilton and Kimi Räikkönen. Row 4 we have Romain Grosjean and Nico Hülkenberg. And row 5 we have Max Verstappen and Carlos Sainz. What a round 3. Should be a very interesting race.
For second.
So now, as we await the drivers to grid up and I believe go on their formation lap here at Albert Park.
We're at Notaring.
See the front wing set up, the air gun set up, the jack set up. Everything is all but ready to go here in Albert Park. Tyler Markle on the pole, Larry Arsenault in 12th. Force India supposed to be impressing us. Half of it has been disappointing.
We're Larry.
I'm not gonna sit here and deny that my efforts this
There will be no formation lap. 29 lap. Oh, it is formation lap. God damn it.
Well, it's cloudy, but there's no rain today.
So we're gonna go through the starting grid one more time. In row 1, we have the Force India of Tyler Markle. Alongside of him will be the Scuderia Ferrari of Sebastian Vettel. In row 2, we have the McLaren Honda of Fernando Alonso, and alongside of him, the Red Bull of Daniel Ricciardo. In row 3, we have the Mercedes of Lewis Hamilton, and alongside of him will be the Scuderia Ferrari of Kimi Räikkönen. In row 4, we have the Haas of Romain Grosjean, and alongside of him we'll have the Renault of Nico Hülkenberg. In row 5, we'll have the Red Bull of Max Verstappen, and the sister team alongside of him, Carlos Sainz, will start 10th. In row 6, we'll have another Toro Rosso in 11th, and alongside of him, we'll have the Force India of Larry Arsenault starting 12th. In row 7, we'll have Pascal Wehrlein in the Sauber starting 13th, and alongside of him, in the other Sauber, will be Marcus Ericsson starting 14th. In row 8, we'll have Felipe Massa starting 15th for Williams, and alongside of him in 16th will be Stoffel Vandoorne for McLaren. In row 9, we'll have Kevin Magnussen for the Haas starting in 17th, and alongside of him we'll have Jolyon Palmer for Renault starting in 18th. And in row 10, in the final row, we'll have Valtteri Bottas for Mercedes starting 19th, and alongside of him we'll have the Canadian rookie Lance Stroll for Williams starting 20th. Now back up front, as the drivers will reform the grid, Tyler Markle will start on the pole. Will he get a good start? He will be starting this race on this super soft tire. Vettel will start it on ultra softs. As we now patiently await the drivers gridding up. Here we go. The action is about to start here, and it's time to bring it. And it's 5 red lights. And it's lights out, and away we go. Tyler Markle gets a terrible start. Sebastian Vettel to the lead. Clears Tyler Markle. Here comes Fernando Alonso to the inside of Tyler Markle. Now clear of second. Tyler Markle now scoots in third. Daniel Ricciardo looks in fourth, and it's a mad dash in the back of the pack. Raikkonen and Lewis Hamilton stay. Carlos Sainz now up 2 positions. Nico Hulkenberg drops 2. Larry Arstow on the move, up 4 positions. Clears the Toro Rosso. Rosso is loose. It is a mad dash position between 14th and 20th. What an insane turn of events to start this race. Lap 1 of 29 here. Fernando Alonso riding second now in front of Tyler Markle. Tyler Markle looking down the inside. Can't clear Alonso. Alonso gets the run off the corner. Alonso puts Tyler Markle in the wall. Tyler Markle looks to the outside. Now stays on the back bumper of Alonso. Now looks to the inside. Gets in the grass of Mercedes. Lewis Hamilton is in the wall. Tyler Markle makes contact and is dropping positions rapidly. And around goes Tyler Markle, and he falls to 20th position and is still doing burnouts out of turn 12. From the pole to last is Tyler Markle on the lap 1 incident. Larry Arsenault and making impressive moves, now up to 7th position, up 5 spots from where he started. He's made the most positions forward. Sebastian Vettel with the fastest lap of a 1:33.365 on the ultra soft compound is driving away nearly 3 seconds from Fernando Alonso. Here comes Larry Arsenault, huge dive bomb into the corner around Romain Grosjean, now up to 6th place. That's 6 spots up from where he started. He's got a queue of cars behind him. Can he make his way to the front? Will Tyler Markle be able to recover from such an incident? It is undoubtedly he has the fastest car here, but is it fast enough? He's got to put in sweating lap times if he's going to catch up and possibly take the lead to win this Grand Prix. He's going to put in a lot of work. If we take a look back on the start, we see Jolyon Palmer has lost 1 position, with Lance Stroll moving up 2 from 20th. Kevin Magnussen stayed where he is, and Valtteri Bottas has not made many improvements, but he is up 3 spots from where he started. Marcus Ericsson's lost 1, with Stoffel Vandoorne moving up 2. Pascal Wehrlein's right where he started, and Felipe Massa's up 3. Daniel Kvyat's right where he started, and Max Verstappen's dropped 1. Carlos Sainz is up 1. Hulkenberg and Grosjean are where they started. Larry Arsenault is up 6 spots and is looking to make that even more as he looks to pass the Ferrari of Kimi Räikkönen. Sebastian Vettel with the fastest lap, and oh! Some oversteer from Larry Arsenault. Now he loses a spot to Romain Grosjean. You have no idea what's happened there. Let's see if we can get any radio communication from Larry Arsenault.
Rear end just stepped out.
Tyler Markle will be fastest lap of a 1:27.751 on the Super Sub compound. Arsenault looking to make an aggressive move to get around the Haas of Romain Grosjean. The Renault looks to make a move, or is he just defending from the oncoming Toro Rosso? Tyler Markle 18 seconds from the race lead. We're now going to ride on board with Larry Arsenault. He's on these soft compound tires, so let's talk about which tires everybody's on. Sebastian Vettel, Fernando Alonso, Daniel Ricciardo, Lewis Hamilton, Kimi Räikkönen, Romain Grosjean, Nico Hulkenberg, Carlos Sainz, Max Verstappen are all on the ultra soft tires. Larry Arsenault has made the largest foray for the soft tires. Along with him is Daniel Kvyat, Felipe Massa, Pascal Wehrlein, Stoffel Vandoorne, Marcus Ericsson, Valtteri Bottas, Lance Stroll, and Jolyon Palmer. Kevin Magnussen is the highest running driver on the Super Soft compound, and along with him is Tyler Markle. Larry Arsenault now has the slipstream of Romain Grosjean. Does he make the move as he sees Lewis Hamilton and Kimi Räikkönen do battle for fourth? Side by side, it's an intense battle for fourth. We now listen in and watch Räikkönen, Hamilton, toe to toe, wheel to wheel. Hamilton with the preferred line into turn 6. Oh, Räikkönen goes off and losing many spots.
He's just going straight to my car.
And Hamilton has fucked Räikkönen with a large horse cock. We now look back at Larry Arsenault, who's now back in the 6th position, is looking and keeping his eyes on the 5th place position of Romain Grosjean. Fernando Alonso has lost a little bit of time, but isn't losing much in terms of time to Sebastian Vettel. We now look at every individual interval from the car in front of him. Larry Arsenault is half a second off of Romain Grosjean. Apparently, Marcus Ericsson is gone down a lap and is back in 14th position all of a sudden. What? Julian Palmer's lost a lap and is down in 20. I am not following. Here comes Larry Arsenault. He shoves Kevin Magnussen off the track. He cuts off Kimi Räikkönen, and it's a cube behind Romain Grosjean with Kimi Räikkönen and Carlos Sainz. And look who it is. Larry Arsenault has made his appearance very apparent in the top 5. Tyler Markle is now up to 16th. He's making moves as well after his lap 1 spin. He's now past Kevin Magnussen, and Tyler Markle is farthest further to the front with a super soft compound tire. Obviously, he started on the pole, and he's now back in 16th after he's made up 4 spots from the 20th position, and he's not looking to stop. He's 2 seconds back of the car in front of him, which is Valtteri Bottas. The furthest Mercedes back from the lead. Lewis Hamilton's 4th. Valtteri Bottas is 15th. We're gonna ride on board with Tyler Markle and see what kind of sweating lap times he's putting. He gets into the grass as he heads to turn 13. And it's a constant battle for the 18th position between Lance Stroll and Stoffel Vandoorne, toe to toe. I've been watching the leaderboard and it's just been green and red between those two. Looks like Stroll has finally cleared Vandoorne and Stroll is driving away. We now go back on board with Tyler Markle. Palmer has gotten around Vandoorne. And now Stoffel Vandoorne is 20th position, 27 seconds off the pace of the race leader. Sebastian Vettel leads the field here at Albert Park on lap number 6 of 29. 3 seconds back is Daniel Ricciardo, another second, or Fernando Alonso, then another second is Daniel Ricciardo, as we have Felipe Massa and Daniel Kvyat doing battle. Pascal Wehrlein follows. Wehrlein looking to make an overtake, a move on the outside. This is for 12th position. Max Verstappen and Nico Hülkenberg's in the pit lane. Hülkenberg in his pit. He's switching to the super soft tire. Nico Hülkenberg is the first driver to make a pit stop. We now watch Pascal Wehrlein looking to make an overtake attempt on Daniel Kvyat. We have Tyler Markle setting a Valtteri Bottas, diving to the inside of turn 9, wheel to wheel. Markle will clear Bottas, and around goes Markle. He wasn't clear.
Holy shit.
Markle gets back going. He's in the 18th position. He's now toe-to-toe with Stoffel Van Dorn. Van Dorn into the wall. Lewis Hamilton pits from the 4th position. Move Larry Arsenal one more. The soft tire has made it to the 4th position, and Hamilton's dropping big time. He's now on the super soft tires. Marcus Ericsson and Pascal Wehrlein, the Sauber duo, making a move on Daniel Kvyat. Pascal Wehrlein now makes it into points. There's a caution in sector 1, and Julian Palmer's gone off. And he's wrecked it. What happened to Julian Palmer? Did you wreck him, Markle?
No, I wasn't even
Okay.
close to him. Go watch my stream.
Okay.
That's because the engine problems for him.
I think he blew it up.
And it's all over for that Renault. The other Renault is running 19th place, but he's just pitted on the fresher tires. Nico Hulkenberg sets a Stoffel Van Dorn for an overtake attempt as he approaches turn number 9. Doesn't make the move.
He's still there too.
So Tyler Markle comes out behind Lewis Hamilton, who has already made a pit stop. And the leaders
New
have
leader.
all pit. Larry Arsenal will take the race lead here at Albert Park. When will those soft tires give out? We don't know, and I don't think he cares. He's just stoked to be leading laps here at Albert Park. And there's the stopped car of Julian Palmer, still not off the track. Will this result in a safety? Nope, there he goes.
BSC.
There he
It's
goes.
on.
There he goes.
Come on, Charlie.
It's off. Kimi Räikkönen will take second, Max Verstappen for Felipe Massa fourth, and look who it is. Pascal Wehrlein is in 5th. Here comes Carlos Sainz in the pit lane. Daniel Kvyat 6th, Marcus Ericsson 7th, Sebastian Vettel is 8th. He pitted from the lead. Valtteri Bottas is 9th, Daniel Ricciardo's 10th, he pitted from 3rd, Kevin Magnussen's 11th, and Fernando Alonso is 12th, he pitted from 2nd.
Gotta at least make it to that lap. Hopefully these tires do.
We're now on board with Fernando Alonso. He sets up Kevin Magnussen for a move as he approaches turn number 11, now 12. Keeps it in 6th gear, in his slipstream. Will he set it up for turn 13? Here he comes, huge head of steam. Does he make the move? He doesn't peek, he stays in line. Kimi Räikkönen and Max Verstappen pit.
That was close.
Tyler Marco's in some heavy traffic. And there goes Daniel Ricciardo. Daniel Ricciardo has some trouble on the front stretch. It is a left rear puncture for Daniel Ricciardo, and he's just pitted.
Damn.
Left rear puncture.
Tough
He's going to
break
be
for the hometown
traveling.
crowd.
Nope. Every time Ricciardo comes to Albert Park, some misfortune happens to the hometown driver. Unfortunate circumstances yet again for Daniel Ricciardo and that Red Bull number 3. You know, go back to Tyler Markle. He's in a heavy-duty battle with Lance Stroll, the Canadian rookie. He sets him up for a pass into turn number 9. Looking to get to Magnussen. Isn't too aggressive, isn't too greedy. As he saw the past 2 times he's been greedy, he's gone around. Now Markle back into the points. But he has yet to pit on those super soft tires. They've got to be screaming mercy on him. He hasn't gone around once, he's gone around twice, and he's been over aggressive, getting every position he can. He's now looking down the inside into turn 13 of Kevin Magnussen. He'll get around Magnussen. Let me just fill you in on something. Pascal Wehrlein is in 3rd place.
That's awesome.
I love this.
That is awesome.
Felipe
We got a
Massa.
slow car, sector 1 going into sector 2.
That'll
That's
be
what
Daniel
Ricardo
Ricciardo with a popped left
puncture.
rear tire. And I bet Larry just shot a diamond.
I
Wait, have you
can't
been-
believe I avoided that.
We're gonna be now on board with Daniel Ricciardo. He just goes 1 lap down.
Larry, what are you
Oh, and
doing?
he stops Wehrlein! No! He's fucked the race!
Oh man, why Verlay? Oh hell no, what the fuck?
It would be
Daniel
16
Ricciardo.
to 20, Marco. 16-20.
Okay, so...
Whoa! And Magnussen hits Ricciardo out of the way, and there's a huge queue behind Magnussen. I mean, it is a train of cars like this is NASCAR at Talladega. It is a long train of cars. This does not look safe. All these cars nose to tail. So with that sends Pascal Wehrlein to 6th place, Felipe Massa 2nd, Marcus Ericsson 3rd, Valtteri Bottas 4th, Daniel Kvyat's 5th, Pascal Wehrlein 6th. We're now looking how many pit stops each driver has made. The only drivers to make pit stops is Fernando Alonso, Sebastian Vettel, Lewis Hamilton, Romain Grosjean, Kimi Räikkönen, Max Verstappen, Nico Hülkenberg, Carlos Sainz, and Daniel Ricciardo. We now watch Lewis Hamilton looking to clear Kevin Magnussen.
Get 2 laps. Oh, maybe not. We'll see.
Oh, here we go again.
And here comes Larry Arsenault as he approaches the injured Daniel Ricciardo.
Oh, this is a terrible spot to catch. Oh my god.
We now look down the field. We'll see what Daniel Ricciardo does to the rest of the field. Will he be able to make it to pit lane before he messes with anyone else's race? Felipe Massa gets by, and here comes Ricciardo safely in the pit lane. 2 laps down, and he's finally made it to his pit box. He actually hasn't officially made it just yet. Now he's in it.
Alright, I think we'll do it next time.
Daniel Ricciardo puts on the ultra softs as he makes 1 very slow lap around the racetrack, and I mean terribly slow.
Alright, how you hold out.
So now Larry Arsenault has a 4-second advantage over Felipe Massa, 12 seconds over Marcus Ericsson, 14 over Valtteri Bottas, and 16 to Fernando Alonso. Fernando Alonso is the first driver to pit. And Fernando Alonso's catching. It's now less than 16. It's now 15.8 seconds. If Larry Arsenault does have to pit. When he pits, it depends where he comes out on the track. It may be a very close, and he had a very close battle for the lead, and he may be in it.
That would be absolutely amazing.
As we now join up with the train of cars, it's no longer as bad of a train, but they're all still nose to tail over here. We have Kevin Magnussen, Max Verstappen, Nico Hülkenberg, Carlos Sainz in a train. Here comes Daniel Ricciardo, 2 laps down. He put on the ultra soft tires on my screen, but he has the soft tires now. Tyler Markle's in the pit lane. He's putting on the super softs. No, he put on the softs. Here comes Kevin Magnussen.
Come on, go.
Magnussen puts on the ultra softs.
I got in front of it. Good. Alright, 10th place, goal. That is my goal.
The number 41 Force India is looking just to get to the 10th position. And a depressing story for Pascal Verlaine. At the moment was running third and then caught the wounded Daniel Ricciardo. We have Sebastian Vettel going toe-to-toe with Daniel Kvyat. Now Vettel clear of Kvyat as he approaches turn 16. Valtteri Bottas is actually helping out Larry Arsenault by holding up Fernando Alonso. Alonso is now back 16.5 seconds behind Arsenault now.
Karma.
Along with Valtteri Bottas holding up Alonso, Sebastian Vettel is appearing back into the picture for the race lead. Only Alonso and Vettel are the two closest drivers to battle for the lead. Theoretically, Alonso is the leader, Sebastian Vettel is second, theoretically. Provided Arsenault, Massa, Ericsson, and Bottas all have to pit. Arsenault, if he pits now, has the potential to fall back to the 8th position, where Fernando and Vettel are currently running 5th and 6th. But that's also saying Kvyat and Verlaine have yet to pit. So the battle for the theoretical lead is spicing up here. Sebastian Vettel in the tracks of Fernando Alonso. In front of this is Valtteri Bottas, and behind it is Daniel Kvyat. Tyler Markle with the fastest lap of a 126.489 on the soft compound for the Sahara Force India team. We have Lance Stroll and Max Verstappen going toe-to-toe, turn 4.
Oh my god.
All this happening in front of a charging Tyler Markle. Tyler Markle makes his move around.
Whoa.
Whoa, there goes Markle into the sand trap and around in front of him. And Markle is out of the session. He's hit Lance Stroll. This could be a safety car.
Well, rip.
Talk about a blessing in disguise right there.
Dude, that Larry...
Larry Arsenault
By the way,
is
Emerson,
in the pit
I'm guessing
lane.
we're not doing GTA.
No, we're not. Lance Stroll
Come on, boys.
also caught up in that. Kevin Magnussen passes the destroyed car of Tyler Markle. We did not get a good view of it. And it's a safety car. Larry Arsenault's the race leader. Under the safety, Fernando Alonso takes the lead. Sebastian Vettel second. The safety car did not come out in time. Pascal Verlaine is in third. The safety car did not come out in time for Larry Arsenault.
That's alright. I think we got the best tires.
Alright, we'll watch you, Larry.
The safety car picks up Fernando Alonso in the McLaren Honda, proving real life wrong with a Honda leading this race.
Not for long.
So we take a look back at the incident. We're gonna take a look back at the incident with Tyler Markle and Lance Stroll in a second.
Why, how?
On my phone, I'm gonna look back at it.
Dude, I was trying to brake to not hit them. And when I did, I was like, I'm just gonna have to run off or I'm gonna hit somebody. And I just wouldn't.
So similar.
Man, if I would have just waited one lap to pit.
Actually, maybe it's probably better you pit it this lap. Because everybody would have been bunched up if you pitted this upcoming lap.
Oh yeah, that's true.
And some might pit this lap too, like you think about that.
Verline does have to pit for sure. I don't know if he'll pit this lap, but Verline has yet to pit this race.
I do feel bad for him because running third place, getting screwed by a lap car. Now back to third, but he has to pit, so that's gonna really put him back now that you mentioned everybody's gonna be stacked up. Definitely gonna lose over 10 positions.
So Tyler Markle with the over-aggressive move into turn 6, spins out
Nice Verstappen.
and slams into Lance Stroll. Pascal Verlaine does not pit this lap.
Unless he did pit.
He did not pit. Oh, hold on, I can check that. He did not pit. The only driver not to pit besides Pascal Verlaine is Julian Palmer, who's out of the race.
I feel bad. For Archie.
Full race
I
update.
pushed as much as I could.
Yeah, Tyler Markle was just trying to gas it out of the sand trap, and right in front of traffic was Lance Stroll coming by, took out his right front tire and his entire right front wing. What Larry Arsenault described to be a blessing in disguise, the safety car, out on lap 18 of 29 at Albert Park. Every driver in the field has pitted besides Pascal Verlaine, who sat in third place. You do feel for him, you really do, because he was...
You have to.
He was in third place. He's never running up front, man. The Sauber team don't give him the support. The safety car will be going in this lap. The Sauber team doesn't give him enough support to be running up here. And he's outperforming the car, third place. And then the wounded Daniel Ricciardo earlier in the race parks the bus. And Pascal Verlaine is the prime victim of the Daniel Ricciardo fiasco.
All I'm going to say is get ready for one insane restart. Where is Vettel going?
Life is about to pick up here in Albert Park. We set it to the interval. Fernando Alonso has control of the field through turn 15. Green flag back in the air. We're racing at Albert Park. Fernando Alonso is leading half a second over Sebastian Vettel, then Pascal Verlaine, then Larry Arsenault, Felipe Massa, Kimi Räikkönen, Lewis Hamilton, Marcus Ericsson, Valtteri Bottas, and Daniel Kvyat round out the top 10. Arsenault around Verlaine. Arsenault chasing down a Ferrari and the McLaren. And in front of that McLaren is clear track. Max Verstappen has DNF from the race. I don't know if you caught what happened to him, Tyler.
Nope. Just watching later. That's what you're asking.
Now, the tires that Larry Arsenault has on are the super soft tires. If he pushes full out for the next 11 laps, will they last the 11 laps without a puncture? Larry Arsenal now approaching Sebastian Vettel. He's going to settle him for an overtake on the front stretch. Here he comes through turns. Oh, Vettel pits! And it's now Larry Arsenal and Fernando Alonso.
The rivalry continues.
Fernando Alonso is leading the race. Larry Arsenal
Verline,
second.
Pitt, and Hamilton.
Verline, Hamilton, all pit. Yep. Vettel out of the pits first. And now it's about to go toe to toe. After a wreck in opening practice, Arsenal and Alonso.
Can you not say his name there?
Yeah, I don't know. Now 10 laps remaining here in Albert Park. This time by will be 9. Arsenal looking to set up his rival, so to speak, already in the season for an overtake. Probably the prime opportunity for him. He's still 7/10 out, but the prime opportunity would probably be the front stretch and then the next DRS straight. Ericsson and Raikkonen do battle. Ericsson passes Raikkonen. Marcus Ericsson has got a queue of cars behind him. And it is a lot of cars in the middle of the pack here. We now go to Larry Arsenal. He's got the DRS.
No, I don't. DRS is enabled now.
Oh, what? It said it was enabled on the restart. Okay. Larry Arsenal will now have the
After
DRS.
the restart.
That's right. No, he did not get
No
the DRS this lap.
time.
It'll be the next time around, but he might not even need it. He's got to be patient here. No, he won't be patient. He's going to dive it into 3. He'll clear Fernando Alonso, and Larry Arsenal will take the lead for Force India here at the Albert Park circuit in Melbourne. Kevin Magnussen's on pit lane. Things are looking up for Larry Arsenal. Now he has to manage his time. He's got to manage his tires, but he also has to pull an entire second on Fernando Alonso for him to not get DRS on him. Right now, Fernando Alonso is 9/10 within Arsenal. And I get a nice helicopter view of Larry Arsenal speeding down. Oh, we got a caution in sector 2.
Safety car.
Safety car deployed, and it's Kevin Magnus. Romain Grosjean has DNF. And a safety car may be the killer to the vibe that Larry Arsenal had here as he's pulling away. Things are about to get spicy. Fernando Alonso pits now.
Alonso pits.
He will lose the spot to Felipe Massa, Marcus Ericsson, Valtteri Bottas. Here comes the safety car. Pulling out right in front of Arsenal. Fernando Alonso now 8th. Carlos Sainz, and here comes Sebastian Vettel. Does he get around Alonso? No, Alonso will get around Vettel. But it may not even mean anything. They'll battle for 8th place for what it looks to be their final pit stop. Fernando Alonso on the ultra softs, and Sebastian Vettel on the actual softs. Larry Arsenal, he's made his bed. He's leading the race. He has super soft tires. If he's smart and he's able to conserve his tires under the safety car, he'll be just fine. So, under the safety car for the second time here in Melbourne, working lap 22 of 29, coming to the conclusion of the Australian Grand Prix. We took a look at how many pit stops each driver has made. Larry Arsenal, Felipe Massa, Marcus Ericsson, Valtteri Bottas, Kimi Raikkonen, and Daniel Kvyat have made 1 pit stop. leaving Nico Hulkenberg, Fernando Alonso, Sebastian Vettel, Lewis Hamilton, Kevin Magnussen, Carlos Sainz, Lance Stroll, Stoffel Van Dorn, Pascal Wehrlein, and Daniel Ricciardo with the puncture to make 2 pit stops. Romain Grosjean, who just DNF'd, made 2 pit stops. Max Verstappen, Tyler Markle made 1. Jolyon Palmer failed to make a pit stop before he DNF'd. So, with varying strategies here between 1 and 2 stop strategies, you had Arsenal start the race on softs, go to super softs, and you had drivers start the race on ultra softs and go to supers. Except Fernando Alonso went from ultras to ultras. No, he went from ultras to supers, and now back to ultras. Tyler Markle went from supers to ultras before he crashed, and I assume he was going to have to
Soft.
softs. You went to soft. Okay.
Soft.
He was gonna try to make the end of the race on those soft tires. I was gonna say making ultras wouldn't work. So if that varying strategies.
Tires.
Does Larry Arsenault have the tires to fend off Felipe Massa, Marcus Ericsson, Valtteri Bottas, who started this race in 19th, Kimi Räikkönen, and Daniel Kvyat, all on the super soft tires? We have Nico Hulkenberg on the softs, Fernando Alonso on the super softs, Sebastian Vettel on the softs, Lewis Hamilton on the super softs in 10th, Kevin Magnussen 11th with ultras, Carlos Sainz on the softs in 12th, Lance Stroll 13th supers, Stoffel Van Dorn 14th supers, Pascal Wehrlein supers, Daniel Ricciardo
Yes, safety car
soft tires. Safety car will be going in this time by
As the Saubers both flip.
I need the restart of my life.
Daniel
right
Ricciardo will not be a factor this race. He has 2 laps down.
1.
On my screen it says 2. Arsenal gets the green flag and away we go. Once again here in Albert Park. He gets a great jump on Felipe Massa, but Massa has the slipstream. Looking down into turn number 1. Massa doesn't make a move, but he'll be all over Arsenal as he comes out of turn number 2. Massa gets a better turn 2 than Arsenal. Arsenal is under pressure. Massa looks to make the overtake attempt. No, he stays in line as he approaches turn 3. Arsenal takes the defensive line out through 4. Arsenal opens up a slight gap to Massa. Very slight as he up DS's into turn 5. Massa's probably going to set him up good for turn 9 here, but Arsenal pulls away. This time that will be 5 laps remaining in the Australian Grand Prix. Arsenal's looking to open up a gap. He's got to make it a second within 2 laps. At the moment, it's half a second between Arsenal and Massa. Now 3/10. Here comes Massa, full head of steam, 2/10. Looking to make the overtake attempt. Looks to the inside of Larry Arsenal, side by side as he gets to turn 3. Massa clear of Arsenal as they approach turn number 14. Arsenal looks to the inside of turn 15. Will he clear Massa? He's clear of Massa. Massa checks up through turn 16.
Not today.
Larry Arsenal retakes the lead here at Albert Park. 5 laps remaining here.
Kvyat and Kimi pit.
Daniel Kvyat and Kimi Räikkönen make their final pit stops and switch to the Ultra Softs. What a terrible pit strategy on making points.
They were in points and they fucked themselves.
But the thing was, could they make it on those tires? We will never know that.
At this point, I would have tried to stay out. But I also fucked myself this race.
So Larry Arsenal now over a second gap between himself and Massa. They're all racing for second. Arsenal scoots away in the distance. Massa's now opening up 6/10 to Ericsson.
gaining in Larry though.
Here comes Massa, pulls it back within 1 second. This time by DRS will be enabled. Still within a second.
Ooh, sector 3 caution.
I'm not getting that. Oh, I
It's
just
green
got
now.
it.
There's a car stopped at turn 15.
And that'll be Lance Stroll, DNFs here. Pulls it off in turn 15. He just pitted too. Back to the lead. Arsenal has a second over Massa. DRS is now enabled. Ricardo back into the pit lane. I would say Arsenal scooting away, but here comes Massa. Now pulls it back 8/10 of a second. It may be all he needs if Massa's gonna get back to the lead. 9/10. But it's a long way from DRS detection. Lance Stroll still stuck in turn 15. He's way off the racing line, so it probably will not be even a VSC.
Great, 666.
Here comes Arsenal. Massa now pulls it within 1 second as he approaches DRS detection. Half a second is the gap. Does Massa have the DRS? No, 9/10. Massa has the DRS. Will it be enough? And now over a second. But Massa closes in. Big time. In the turn 1 and 2, he'll have it again here. Now 6/10 of a second, 5/10, closing in 4/10. Putting the pressure on Larry Arsenal, hoping he makes a mistake. This time it'll be 2 to go, and he gets a little bit of an oversteer on the exit of turn 4. Here comes Massa, looking to the inside, looking into turn 6.
Massa had a bad entry.
Now Massa loses a lot of time for his entry into the corner. Here comes Ericsson. Ericsson on the attack. If Ericsson makes
could be my best friend right now.
If Ericsson makes a move, it'll be Larry's best friend. But right now, Ericsson staying put. Now 6/10 of a second separates Arsenal and Massa.
Ericsson's not that far behind either. Can a Sauber win this race?
It's now
Fernando
half a
has made his
second
way back
between
to fifth.
Arsenal and Massa as they approach DRS detection. 4/10 of a second now. DRS detection picks up Massa at 4/10.
Fernando Alonso has made it to 5th. Can he get around Valtteri Bottas?
It's 8/10 of a second. Closing in. Now 7. Now 6. In the 1 and 2. This is going to be Massa's chance right here. 5. Now 4. 3. In the turn 3. The pressure stays on Arsenal. Now 3 seconds all through this section. Now up to turn 6. 4
I just realized I
tenths.
was running on lean fuel.
Arsenal kicks it up
That
to
would
Rich.
That would explain why I didn't feel like I was getting enough power. Actually, yeah. Let's go Rich. I got 5 laps.
Arsenal kicks it up to Rich when it matters most. There's now 6 tenths between Arsenal and Massimo. Will he get a second before he gets the DRS detection? It's now 7 tenths. Managing the gap, managing the tires, managing the fuel, and
Fernando.
managing 1 lap remaining. This time by Fernando Alonso's in 5th place. It'll be too little too late as Larry Arsenal will come around to take the 1 lap to go.
Massa's still there. Mercedes versus Mercedes. Right.
Arsenal starts the final lap. Here comes Massa, 6/10. But Arsenal's got the rich, now 5/10, and it won't be enough unless Arsenal makes a big mistake. He's just got to bring it home. Arsenal now pulls 8/10. Bottas defends from Alonso for 4th. Alonso probably will not get a podium, but he's gonna fight hard for a 4th.
Come on, Fernando, get 4th.
It's now 8/10 of a second between Larry and Felipe. But through the final 4 corners, 3 corners remaining, Larry Arsenal has to navigate 2 more corners. Through turn 15, and now turn 16 for the final time. Larry Arsenal will win the Australian Grand Prix.
Yes. Ultimate redemption.
From on the tow truck in practice, from missing round 2, he will take the win in Melbourne. Second was Felipe Massa, and get this, a Sauber, Marcus Ericsson, will finish 3rd.
Larry,
What a
time, you wanna do
podium!
another
What a podium!
Larry.
And of course, the celebration.
Fucking 19.
What a superb drive from Larry Arsenal as he takes the championship lead.
Alright, I'll see you guys in the
Larry,
next
how was
race.
that drive?
I can't put that into words. That was beyond perfect.
How was the timing with both safety cars, and how was your restarts and pitting, and just how did it all work out for you?
When that first one dropped, I thought that was going to be the saving grace. I felt like that restart had to be absolutely perfect, and I thought it was. Then when the second one came out, there was nothing that I thought was going to be good about it. Felt like I got a good restart, not as well as the first. Realized I was in the wrong fuel mapping most of that final run till 2 to go. Swore Massa was gonna get me when he finally did get by me, but late in the race, kind of gotta make those risky dive bombs, as they say. Fortunately, it did work out in the favor, and somehow, someway, we got the ultimate redemption for this team, the win.
Well, congratulations to you. What a superb drive. What a weekend you've had to fight through. And it almost looks like polar opposites for you and your teammate the entire weekend. I mean, Marco won first practice. Marco won the pole, finishes 19th in the race. You get correct in first practice. You fail to make it to round 3, but you win the race. What does that speak for the team?
I think it says that on the right day, when both cars are running as well as this one was in the race, we're going to be a threat all season. This team might not be as well as Mercedes or Ferrari, but we got the passion that they do to win these races and take this championship this year.
All right.
It's like you said, the beginning of my weekend, I don't know what Alonso was doing when he got into me. I tried to leave him the space. Maybe I chopped down. Maybe he slid up. I don't know, but I thought that was it right there. It was just as well in that practice as it was in the race, even though we did not go for a qualifying attempt on the Ultras in that session. Qualifying, we tried something different in the setup. It just didn't work. It barely worked in Q1, didn't work in Q2. The race probably got the best start of a Grand Prix that I've ever had. We were up almost in 8th place before turn 1.
Mark, let's talk to me about your weekend.
They had great practice, great qualifying, just got in a couple incidents, couldn't pass people, had an absolute shit start in the race. And then, you know, trying to catch up, going as hard as I could, wrecked it, trying to pass a huge group of cars, and took out another person, which is never great, but I feel like we got the speed this season. We can come back here in the USA Grand Prix next time, and we'll see what we can do.
Alright, well, that was both of your co-op drivers. We'll see you next time here at Coda.
Peace.